One of the oldest conspiracy theories surrounding Taylor is that she is the clone of Zena LaVey, the daughter of Anton LaVey, founder of the Church of Satan.
Welcome back, family. Before the video starts, I just want to thank all my channel members for the support. As y'all also know, if you guys want to pre-order my shirt, click the link that's going to pop up.
Sorry if you're watching this video at night, because I already know it probably freaked you out a little bit.
Yeah,
this is an older video that appears to be making its rounds yet again. It shows a man in the darkness. He can be seen very aggressively approaching this person next to the camera. And back in the day, people used to think this was a man with rabies, but I'm still not convinced. The reason I think this is more than likely a staged video and not a guy with rabies is because there are two different types of rabies. You have furious rabies and dumb rabies. Furious rabies outside of humans and in other animals usually results in that animal going out of its way to bite and attack different things around it. Whereas humans don't really get that drive to attack and bite. Instead, they act very erratically. They might be a little bit aggressive, but they're not going to just approach you like the guy in this video acting like a zombie from World War Z. A few of the other prevalent symptoms aren't present in this guy either, like the foaming mouth, for example. So yeah, in my opinion, this video is fake, or at the very least, doesn't show a rabies victim. Even so, I wouldn't want to be anywhere around where this took place, so take that as you will.
Tonight, 8 people feared dead after a massive military bomber crashed in the Mojave Desert outside Los Angeles. Thick black smoke seen billowing into the air for miles after military officials say the B-52 Stratofortress went down shortly after takeoff from Edwards Air Force Base around 11:20 this morning. The base says emergency crews immediately responded to the scene.
Edwards has something going on.
You can see here the charred landscape where the crash happened. The 8-engine B-52 is typically crewed by 5 people. It's a legendary part of the military's fleet used for decades from Vietnam to the current war in the Middle East. The enormous aircraft can fly as high as 50,000 feet while carrying 70,000 pounds of weapons.
Aviation experts we've spoken to say that the fact that this plane took off or crashed so quickly after takeoff without getting very high makes them believe this could have been a flight control malfunction. But again, the investigation continues. Officials have not given any cause at this time.
Ariana Grande announcing the most obvious split of all time, because I called this very early. Ariana Grande has an issue. Her issue is daddy issues, and the sport for her is in breaking up people's marriages. That's it. As soon as she breaks up the marriage, she's not interested in you anymore. It was like wicked, really, like the most wicked thing that happened when they made the movie was this guy who's a bit unfortunate looking, Ethan Slater, was married to his high school sweetheart. They just had their first baby. Ariana went to dinner with him and his baby, held the infant, and then took the man. But of course, like I said, after she breaks up the relationship, then she kind of just is not interested. So she's on the hunt. Ladies, hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your husband. She will be looking to enter in another relationship with a married man because she is trying to, which she doesn't realize she's trying to do, is her father left her mother, or they separated when they were young. She was raised by her mother, and she wants to recreate the injury of her own childhood. She grew up without a dad. She wants other people to grow up without fathers. When she sees a productive relationship, somebody having their first kid, the glow of that for her is what she's trying to extract. And then she feels like she sort of gets to revenge her father every time she does this over and over again. And she's done it a lot of times. In 2011, she was dating Graham Phillips, but he was at the time dating Allie Trim, who was also a co-star in the musical where Graham met Ariana. That relationship broke up. She cheated on Jai Brooks twice, once with Mac Miller. We all know the Big Sean story. That was a pretty big one. He was engaged to Naya Rivera. Naya Rivera has since passed on, but not before writing a book about how she walked in to her house with the person that she was going to marry, Big Sean, and found him sitting with Ariana Grande. Again, right before the wedding bells. She's just got to rip that head off. It's got to be hers, and she doesn't want it for a long time. She got with Mac Miller. He was also with his high school sweetheart of nearly 10 years until Ariana came along and said, "That's a nice relationship you have. What if I broke it apart?" She herself was married to Dalton Gomez when she stumbled upon, I forgot Pete Davidson. Yeah, Pete Davidson was another one, which she disputes, but he was in a 2-year relationship and then suddenly got with Ariana. Very quick timeline there. It's like that's the interest for her. She's trying to mend her daddy issues in the most toxic and wicked way possible. But you are at another level of wicked to hold an infant while you're taking somebody's husband and breaking up a family. So people have noticed that she looks sick. She is obviously physically sick, but the mental illness has been going on for a very long time. The physical illness is what follows the mental ailment. Yeah, hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your husband, hide your wife.
Hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband.
I feel like you should blame her, because at the end of the day, it is a pattern. Like, she only specifically does this to men that are already in relationships. But at the same time, she's not the one that's devoted to that partner. You know what I'm saying? Like, the man is the one that's supposed to be like, listen, like, I have a wife. I don't really want to be in anything with you. But they also break their part of the rules as well. So like, it's both parties that took play in the action. But yeah, there's definitely patterns with Ariana Grande that's very weird.
That's right, Grover. This is the fiction section. Fiction means it's a made-up story. Fiction means it's a made-up story.
But why the big secret? People are smart. They can handle it.
The person is smart. People are dumb, panicky, dangerous animals, and you know it. 1,500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was the center of the universe. 500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was flat. And 15 minutes ago, you knew that people were alone on this planet.
Now, first of all, lad, we've got to get all these medieval ideas out of your head. Clear the way for new ideas. Knowledge of man's fabulous discoveries in the centuries ahead. Now, that'll be a great advantage, boy.
Advantage indeed. If the boy goes about saying the world is round, they'll take him for a lunatic.
Yep.
The world is round? Yes, that's right. And it also goes around.
Ibo, what is this?
This is the Earth.
But why is it round?
Well, because the Earth is round.
That TikTok goes so deep you don't even understand. 15,000 years ago, everyone believed the Earth was flat and was the center of the universe. They believe that to their core. If you try to change their mind, you specifically, if you try to do that, they would have killed you. They would have killed you. Promise you, they would have killed you. It's just recently that we figured out the Earth is round, and who knows, like, even that might be wrong.
Don't ever put anything in a text message. At the CIA on our very first day, they told us not to ever say or do anything that we would be ashamed to see on the front page of the Washington Post. I took that seriously. The truth of the matter is, because of technology the way it is today, our whole lives are out there potentially for someone to see, for someone to use against us. So be careful what you say, be careful what you write, even in jest, because it can be taken out of context to target you.
100%, dude. Social media, it's so easy to dig up dirt. If you did something illegal today, the FBI could know it by yesterday before you even did it. They can go through all your calls, all your text messages, even the ones that you delete. It doesn't even matter.
If I ever shave my face again, you'll know.
Lip
sync. It's not our world.
None of this is real?
Nope.
So you're just passing
We don't
through.
matter. We don't matter.
Then I watched everybody, like, talking 1,000 miles an hour up there, receiving their awards, and I was like, I'm dead.
This is really freaking me out. I'm in my grocery store and my girlfriend just told me about this conspiracy theory, and it's happening in my grocery store right now.
Well, if it's a conspiracy theory, there's no chance it could be true.
I'm gonna show you like regular price tags. Okay, look.
Oh, is she going to show the digital price tags with cameras that change price when you look at them?
Paper, regular price tags. This is how much everything is. And then you come over here and look at these ones.
Yeah. And you see the little black dot in the upper right corner? It's a camera. So they know how much you can afford. They know everything about you so that they can squeeze every little penny out of you. Is that what she's about to say? I could be crazy, but let's find out.
That's a camera right there.
Wouldn't it be crazy if there was like a sticker over top of it? That would like obstruct the view. Nobody should do that. You probably should not try to obstruct the view of those cameras. I really advocate against that.
So they're replacing all of the paper ones with those digital ones that they can change automatically, but they have a camera. And so my girlfriend was telling me that they use the camera to use facial recognition, and they're gonna link you to like your Amazon account, they're gonna link you to everything online. Like,
they'll know how much your net worth is, they'll understand how much you can afford to pay.
Everything that you have, and they're going to change the price of your groceries according to who you are, that they recognize by your face, by your Amazon, by your Facebook, by everything. So if they see your spending habits and that you're spending more, your groceries are going to be more expensive.
You sick of it yet? You sick of being abused by the system where you're treated as nothing more than just cattle?
Do y'all really believe that though, that they have cameras that check your face and potentially move the prices of groceries based off of your net worth? I feel like that would be really sketchy. I feel like we would have already figured out that they're doing that for real. Like if I went to the store and I'm like, hey, yeah, I got this water for like $2. And then my homie was like, what? I literally got that yesterday for like $1. I'd be like, what? I'm like, how? You know what I'm saying? And then like we'd come back and just keep testing. And I feel like a lot of people would run into this coincidence and then they would probably make videos and stuff about it. Maybe that's what's going on. Maybe that's a conspiracy right there. Maybe that's exactly how it started.
They don't even hide it anymore.
The season premiere of SNL with Ice Spice.
Ooh, look at us, 3 Gen Z icons.
Aren't you like 40?
No,
Wow.
no. A long time ago, I met this guy and made a deal where I get to stay 25 years old for forever.
What guy?
Tall fella, horns, red fur, I don't know, little hooves.
Keen, that's the devil, dude.
What? Nah, I thought it was like a Times Square Elmo or something.
What?
No, there's not.
We heard a ticking clock.
Don't go nowhere. Stay right here.
Guys, I just got home from school and I see this like hole in my wall, and like next door I have a really creepy neighbor. Let's take a look. What the fuck? Oh my—
That was a fake reaction, chat. What?
So we think she died here, obviously, because this is where the hell the dance is. And what was that noise?
Did you see it?
Did you hear it?
Help!
What?
Did you see it?
We've seen this in one of our last videos. Is that a frequency? Bro, leave your phone at home so the feds don't track you. The CIA. Yep, that's how they get you. That's how they get you. Wow. And we've also seen that they have like wall hack weapons where they can literally see through walls. Like the government has so much technology that we have no idea about. We got this Bible from a thrift shop for free and this happened. Okay, let's see it. What happened?
I mean, is this even a Bible?
It looks like a Bible. A cheaply made Bible.
What the fuck? Bitch, what if we just explode?
What? What is that?
If you ever go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, when everything is completely silent and dark, pay close attention. It might not be a coincidence that you woke up. When you leave your room, do not stop in the doorway. Go directly to the bathroom. If you think you see movement in the corner of your eye, keep walking. Do not turn around to check. Most people do, and most people realize later that whatever they saw wasn't there a second time. Once you're inside, close the door. Do not spend too much time looking into the mirror. It could show things. At some point, the house may feel quieter than before. Listen carefully. You should be able to hear something. The air conditioner, a distant car, the pipes inside the walls, anything. If you can't hear a single sound, do not leave the bathroom right away. Wait a few seconds, then open the door slowly. When you step back into the hallway, keep your eyes forward. Do not look into rooms you weren't planning to enter, and do not check the end of the hallway. Even if it feels like someone is standing there, return to your room. Get back into bed and sleep, because if something wanted your attention, the bathroom was never the reason you woke up. It was just the reason it got you out of bed.
Guys, there was just a massive celebration across New York City after the Knicks won the championship, and it ended with the city getting completely trashed.
Wow.
So the Knicks just beat the Spurs in Game 5 to finally win it all, and the second that buzzer went off last night, the entire city poured into the streets. In Times Square, people were setting school buses on fire, swinging bats at them and jumping on them, and those were the exact same buses that the city has been using as World Cup shuttles. There were thousands of people out in the streets all night long. They wrecked 5 different NYPD cars on 6th Avenue, and 10 officers actually got hurt. One of them got punched in the face, and another hit with a glass bottle. A handful of people also got attacked in the crowds, and a 17-year-old ended up in the hospital from it all. By this morning, the NYPD has arrested 63 people, from everything from assault on officers to carrying weapons, criminal mischief, and resisting arrest. Literally all of this was just from people celebrating on their own. It was unplanned. The official parade through the city isn't even happening until Thursday. So if that was just an unplanned celebration, Thursday's actual parade might be a little bit crazy.
Yeah, bro, NYC's got to be one of the most comical places on earth, because why does you winning a basketball game allow you to destroy the city? Come on, New York. I was down there when they won the finals. It was absolutely insane.
What's a conspiracy theory you 100% know is true?
Root canals. There's this YouTube video, which before was a documentary on Netflix before it got pulled after 2 weeks, known as The Root Cause. The Root Cause discusses the big psyop by dental industry and by big pharma to fuck people's health up through root canals. You can't even watch it in the United States. You have to turn on a VPN because it's banned by the American Dental Association, which is in bed with big pharma. And I can say that because dentists can't say it because they'll lose their license, but I can say it because I don't have a license. I had a root canal recently removed, and once they did the DNA biopsy on the tooth, they found 20 different types of parasites growing and living inside of my jaw. So stay away from fluoride, and now stay away from root canals.
One of the oldest conspiracy theories surrounding Taylor is that she is the clone of Zena LaVey, the daughter of Anton LaVey, founder of the Church of Satan. This theory hinges on the striking resemblance between Taylor and Zena in her younger years. Believers suggest that the Illuminati cloned Zena to create Taylor, aiming to use her influence to subtly promote satanic imagery through pop music. This theory has gained traction online, with numerous side-by-side photo comparisons fueling the speculation.
When Zena LaVey was younger, they did look similar, and Zena LaVey was into music as well. I think they're both alive right now, but I think that doesn't matter if they're clones.
Taylor's well-known affinity for the number 13 has sparked theories that it holds deeper occult significance. However, some conspiracy enthusiasts argue that the number is associated with the Illuminati or other secret societies. They point to her frequent Easter eggs and music videos as evidence of occult messaging or her involvement in the dark arts.
I love those too, where it's like, I watched the music video for Look What You Made Me Do, and I saw this in it, and I'm like, go on TikTok, find a Swiftie. 2 minutes later, you're going to understand that's actually from like 3 albums ago. It does not have to do with the devil. It's like an internal reference.
In one of Oliver Tree's last interviews before the helicopter crash, he described where he wants his wealth to go after he passes away. And it might not be what you expect. He said that he doesn't want his family to benefit from his wealth because he feels that the money doesn't even belong to him.
My will is set up that when I pass, my family, no one's going to get a penny. I'll get my kids through college. That's the agreement, but they're not going to be a silver spoon. They're taken care of because my dad worked on some stuff in the 2000s.
But rather, he wanted to redistribute his wealth back into the arts through his foundation that he set up.
When I die, all the money's going to go back to artists. So I've set up a foundation. It's called Dr. Oliver Tree's Art Grants for Baby Geniuses. And it's set up so that basically the interest generated from my music will take mostly that, but there's also room for other money, because when I die, my art will continue to have residuals and probably be worth more than it is now.
He also said that it's set up in a way that it could help fund other artists in their work, and that he hopes the foundation could last for at least 100 years. So now, Oliver Tree's tragic passing is potentially turned into one of the most wholesome legacies one could leave behind.
Yeah, I mean, I see what he did there by not leaving the wealth to his kids. Like, he didn't want his kids to grow up kind of like, oh, well, I have everything, so I'm not gonna really value anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, he kind of wanted them to also work for their life and work to get to where they want to go and have their own goals and stuff. So I completely understand that.
You know that guy Post Malone? Do you know he had a stalker who believed spirit animals were telling her to track him down? So the story starts with this woman. Her name is Cherish, and Cherish is about 31 when all this begins, and she's living in Salt Lake City, Utah. And Cherish has a lot of problems. She appears to be dealing with a lot of mental health issues. Best info I can find says that she's also homeless, so she's dealing with that too. But one day in 2025, something wild happens to her. I guess she's just chilling wherever, and she's approached by what she believes to be a spirit animal. And this spirit animal talks to her and tells her something about having an immediate, predefined, romantic, and spiritual relationship with the musical artist Post Malone. You know, Post Malone, the guy that sings Sunflower and White Iverson and probably other stuff, I don't know. Regardless, she hears this and she starts believing that she and Post Malone have some sort of connection. Now, Post Malone is this huge star, known all over the world. So it's not like she has his number and can just call him up and be like, my spirit animals are telling us to be together. So Cherish does the only thing that she can do. She somehow figures out his home address, which happens to be several miles away from her in Cottonwood Heights.
Wow.
Then she somehow
That's
gets
convenient.
from where she's at to his private residence. And there, he's a wealthy guy, so he has a huge gate in front of his place that you have to enter through, so strangers like her can't just walk right in. But Cherish, she isn't gonna let some gate stop her. She waits outside of it until a worker or someone leaves, and then she walks right in before the gate closes. And it doesn't take long for staff members working on the property to notice her. And at least one of them approaches her and says, hey, you need to get the f*** out of here. And Cherish is like, nah. And then she walks further up toward the main house and she sits on a bench in front of it and she just chills there and she refuses to leave. So they call the police. And soon police show up and bam, they arrest her. Now, she does go to jail, but trespassing, it's only a misdemeanor. So pretty quickly, she gets out. Now, this was obviously a setback for her. But Cherish, she isn't gonna give up. Because when a spirit animal tells you that Post Malone is gonna be your man, damn it, Post Malone is gonna be your man. So she comes up with another plan. Miles away from Salt Lake City is Midvale. And in Midvale, I guess there is a Raising Cane's restaurant, and it's Post Malone themed. Like, it's painted all pink, and it has some of his memorabilia on the walls. And I guess Cherish thinks that going there will bring her closer to him, or maybe she thinks that he is actually gonna be there. I don't know. Either way, she's going there. So she drinks a lot of alcohol and gets super drunk, and she shows up to this Raising Cane's. Now, I don't know what she does there specifically, but somehow her drunk ass starts causing a disturbance in the dining area. And the manager's gotta like come over and tell her, you need to leave. But Cherish isn't about to leave. So they call the police on her. And bam, she gets arrested again. And she goes to jail again, but like last time, public intoxication is only a misdemeanor, so she gets out. But here's the complicated thing about all this. Cherish isn't mentally well from what I can gather, that's just my opinion. So she isn't learning anything from these arrests. In fact, it seems like the arrests aren't making her feel less inclined to be with Post Malone at all. They seem to make her want to try even harder. Not only that, but apparently her spirit animals are telling her that being with him is what she is meant to do. So, days after being arrested for being on Post Malone's property, she finds a way to go back to his place again, and she gets past the gate. And Post Malone's staff sees her again, and they call the police on her again, and police show up again. But this time, when they talk to her, she tries to explain herself, and she tells them that she really does need to be here because her spirit animal or whatever is telling her that she needs to be with Post Malone. Of course, the police, they aren't buying any of this. They probably see all kinds of crazy stuff like this all the time. So they're like, what the f***, a spirit animal? And one of the officers even tries to negotiate a deal with her so that she'll leave and never come back. But Cherish, I mean, you already know, she obviously doesn't want to leave. So one of the officers makes her a deal. I guess Cherish wants this officer to read some Bible verse to her. So the officer reads this Bible verse to her, and in exchange, Cherish promises she'll never come back. Regardless, she ends up getting arrested. And
That's
days
crazy.
later, she's out of jail again, and she decides it's time to give it yet another shot. So she walks barefoot, from where she's at in Salt Lake
Another
City
tribe,
all
bro.
the way over to Post Malone's place, which is almost a 5-hour walk. This woman walked barefoot for 5 hours. Anyway, so she gets to his place and she gets on the property again, and the staff or someone spots her and they call the police, and police show up for the 100th time. And coincidentally, the same officer who was there last time, the same one who read the Bible verse to her, is assigned to deal with her.
We talked about this last week. You didn't get called here. You promised me you weren't going to come back. We're not doing this again. Okay. I mean, I didn't take your promise for much, but you promised me that you weren't going to come back.
What? You didn't promise?
Yeah, you did. You told me if I read you a Bible verse, which I did, that you would not come back.
I remember that.
Yeah, it happened. I took you to jail last night.
And the funny thing is this officer even starts giving her shit about what her spirit animal is supposedly telling her.
What did we tell you? Your spirit was wrong. You have a crappy spirit.
No, I don't have a
You
crappy
do.
spirit.
Because your spirit keeps leading you right here. We end up in the same spot. We told you very clearly. I don't care if you're a child of God.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh my
Clearly
God.
her spirit animal sucks. But anyway, bam, she gets arrested again. Now, Post Malone, he knows all about this woman and what she's doing and what's been going on. And at this point, he does the right thing, the smart thing, and he goes and he gets a protective order against her. But see, a protective order isn't going to stop Cherish. No. She goes back to Post's place again and again and again. And she's caught there 12 different times. And she gets arrested 5 of those times. But whatever, she keeps going. A few months later, it's 3 a.m. and she's back there once again, and she's hiding out in his bushes outside the gate because she's gonna try to catch him as he's leaving. Well, it works. Eventually, he gets in his car because he's gonna leave. And Post Malone is a wealthy guy, so he has a driver. And so this driver is actually the one driving, and as he's exiting, suddenly Cherish jumps out of the bushes to stop the car, and skirt, the driver swerves and he barely misses her. And so one of them, either Post Malone or the driver, calls the police. And pretty quickly, police get there, and so, bam, Cherish is arrested once again. Here's her mugshot. But see, this time, the charges are more serious, because she had violated that protective order that Post Malone got. So ultimately, she gets charged with multiple felonies. And the last news I read of this, she is still currently in jail. They didn't let her out this time. And honestly, I hope she ends up getting the help that she needs.
For some reason, that kind of reminded me of the movie Obsession, where this girl was just so obsessed with this dude, she just did anything. And yeah, that lady risked everything. I mean, she did have like a mental health issue, so it made sense.
I thought of a crazy conspiracy theory last night. Stay with me. A friend of mine is pregnant. She's in her 3rd trimester, I think today or yesterday. And she's going the midwife route, right? Wants to have a natural birth. Doesn't want to do the hospital thing unless it's absolutely necessary. And I saw a TikTok today. I don't know if she sent it to me or somebody reposted it or how I saw it. But it was that someone was like, oh, you're going to do a natural birth. That's so dangerous. Aren't you scared? Aren't you worried? And she went on to say, like, women are designed to give birth, right? Before we had hospitals, women were giving birth naturally with midwives, with doulas. No medicine. Were there things that happened? Absolutely. 100%. But we've been doing this for thousands of years. And is it possible that because women who give birth naturally say that they feel something that connects them to the universe and helps them understand the world around them better, do you think it's possible that they want to medicate us during that process so that we can't tap into it and realize how powerful we are? I know this is going to sound really crazy. It probably does sound really crazy, but if we're biologically designed to handle childbirth and it connects you literally, I need you guys to understand what it's not just, you're literally taking a seed and an egg and creating life and bringing something into the physical world.
Why did she talk to us like that? It's like she's faded.
That's the most beautiful thing
Yeah.
ever. I can't think of anything more beautiful than being able to create life and bring it into the physical world through your own body. And they want to numb us during the entire process and then take our babies from us and do all the things and then give them back. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. And anyway.
It seemed like she was just really faded, just ranting.
Nah, this is about to get crazy. You guys remember how there used to be asylums like for crazy people back in the days? Check this out.
What if the insane asylums from the 1800s weren't built for insane people at all? Think about it. People always say, if there was a reset, wouldn't everyone have known? But what if the people who did know were labeled insane? In the 1800s, all across America and Canada, massive insane asylums started appearing. Huge buildings, massive stone structures, some of the biggest buildings in the entire country at the time. But here's the strange part. Many of these cities were just being founded. So where did all of these insane people come from? And how did they know there would be so many of them that they built entire castle-like complexes to hold them? Look at the Central Lunatic Asylum in Ohio. It looks more like a fortress than a hospital. Look at the Columbia State Hospital. At one point, it was the largest building in the United States. And then there's St. Vincent Hospital in St. Louis. They say it was built in 1 year. 1 year in the 1800s. With that architecture. So you have to ask yourself, were these buildings really made to treat the insane? Or were they made to silence people who remembered a world that no longer existed?
What if the people who they considered crazy were never crazy at all? And that's why they stopped building these asylums, because now everybody's already brainwashed. It's like these people were probably never crazy to begin with. They were just exposing the truth, and that's why they kept building these massive asylums in the 1800s. They didn't want the truth getting out. And then once the truth got out and everybody that actually knew the truth was dead by getting old, that's when they stopped building these asylums. What the fuck, bro?
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely say there are some people that probably just knew the truth or knew too much that got thrown into the insane asylum, although they weren't insane. But then we see stories about Post Maloney stalker girl over here, and we're just like, yeah, this is why some people should be in an insane asylum. You know what I'm trying to say? But chat, remember to check out the merch. These are actually starting to pick up sales. There's a lot of pre-orders coming in. The first drop is going to be in July. Love y'all. Check out the shirts. Peace out, fam.